This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
Well, it's just, typical of the show here. There's some stuff you love and probably more stuff you hate.
I know it's coming.
You know what's coming, yes. Oddly enough, we seem to ramp up the comments right after the joke jury.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
That sucks. That sucks. It stinks.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Yeah, I took a dump this morning that was more interesting than you, Kevin. And shut the F up about your stupid keto diet. Nobody cares. All I want for Christmas is to beat the boring out of you.
You hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Tell that pelican-faced Virginia she's a stuck-up moron. I saw her up close at Blue Martini. She's not attractive, and she dresses like an old woman trying to be young.
You hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Jason, you need to give up radio. You have zero talent for the business, bro. You're so unfunny and your songs are crap. You're just fat and a stupid loser just like your obese dog, Chewy.
Come on.
Denny's looks like his crotch smells like stale Doritos. Why do you let that mumbling idiot speak on the air? He's easily the worst radio personality ever, except for Jbird.
How'd you get a double dinger there?
And Chewy's never mind. I'm not gonna even defend it anymore.
It's just hate, baby.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
It is Friday. Welcome to the KVJ show. Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Yeah, here we go. Big old weekend coming up here. Lots of good stuff. We'll give you the rundown on that. Of course, coming up here in just a bit. Gotta say, y'all look fantastic today. Nice little outfit you cultivated over there, Jbird.
I don't know if this hat's gonna be able to make it to the morning show. I can't put I have those cupcake muffin headphones. I don't have the earbuds, so I can't put my cupcake muffin headphones over this cowboy hat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
think I
way
gotta
you got a dilemma.
Gotta make an adjustment. I gotta go back to the costume closet.
Or we can cut holes in your cowboy hat.
Now we're talking.
Make it ready.
I think I can fasten it up and fix it nice.
Because I want to just make note, I don't want to get rid of this hat today. This is the kind of hat I want to wear. I just don't know if it's in the cards.
Are you okay popping 2 giant holes in it?
Let's pop it.
Don't think it hurt it.
This is an expensive hat, by the way.
Yeah.
Can't tell.
I know you can't tell.
just
That's
kidding.
the sad thing. I didn't want to tell you how much I paid for this hat. I got it at the costume store.
Okay, let's play a fun game, Virginia. How much do you think Jbird paid for this pink? What is that material?
Felt.
Go ahead, feel it.
It's a pink felt.
That's enough.
Pink felt cowboy hat.
Is
at a
that
costume
Gibby
store.
Darlington's hat?
It was Gibby Darlington's hat, and
God rest his soul.
So what had happened was I was at the costume store, and I needed a bunch of props, and I was in a hurry, and I didn't look at the price of this thing, so I paid for it after the fact. He's like, this is how much it is. Like, really?
Whew, okay, a pink felt cowboy hat. I'm guessing $45.
Okay.
Virginia. What do you think?
Price is Right rules? I'm guessing 46.
Kevin's the closest. This was $65.
Bless
What?
your heart.
Wait. Well, how much did you say?
Virginia went $1 higher than me.
Oh, I think you went $1 lower.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever. I don't care. You're making fun of my hat. And
I
you're
like
making
this
fun
kind of host, though. I'm going to win no matter what.
I think he just likes you better.
Like, yeah, baby. I'll take it.
That's definitely true.
I'll take the win.
We all play Riggy.
Well, if you'd like to see this fantastic pink felt cowboy hat, however much it costs, what was it? $65
bones, baby.
Okay, well, you can judge. Did he pay too much?
Yes, I definitely did.
Okay, well, you can dial it in right now on YouTube. Just look for the KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in just a second, more people being added to the list of performers. We told you yesterday about Lady Gaga going to do some Super Bowl stuff, but
Yeah.
who else?
Oh, big stuff. Big
Big
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah,
So-
Super Bowl is going to be quite the entertainment weekend.
Yes, as it should be. It's the damn
no
Super
doubt.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson is now paying $25,000 a month to support his daughter, and this is sad. He's never even met her. The girl, the baby mama, filed paternity petitions with the court, and it's got hashed out with the lawyers. And there was a one-time $70,000 payment to cover a lot of stuff, including like the birth and nurses and all that. And then $25,000 monthly that she will get for education and health and welfare and housing and all that good stuff.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like this was a one-night stand or a fling, and I don't know. I've heard he's not a very good father when it comes to this stuff. Is this his only kid?
I don't know if this is his only kid or not, but I think that you might be right because you never saw him with this chick. Like they were never like a couple. There was never pictures. I never saw any of like, oh, this is him and his girlfriend. Varney is her name.
Barney?
Not Barney. Varney.
Okay.
She's not large and purple.
Okay. All right.
They asked Eddie Murphy on Ellen yesterday all about, how his life is now, how is his comedy now, considering how many children he has. And here's Eddie talking about all these kids.
And you have 10 children.
Yes.
See the reaction when you say, does it seem like a lot to you, or does that seem okay?
No, it seems okay. It's funny the reaction the audience gives. Men kind of look at me like, he's crazy. How much did that cost?
Yeah.
And women is kind of like it's something sexy about it, I think.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy must be doing his thing.
Yeah. Their age is like...
My oldest is 30, and my youngest is 1. And I just had my first grandchild.
Oh, congratulations.
30 to 1. Wow, that's
Crazy.
What a span.
And finally here, the Super Bowl is going to be huge. There's not going to be just the halftime show that we all, of course, lock in for. There's going to be a bunch of pre-shows that happen before, and they've just announced Guns N' Roses is going to play. Also, Maroon 5, DJ Khaled, and DaBaby. All of those performers are going to be doing different stints around Super Bowl 54, which will take place February 2nd at Hard Rock Stadium right there in Miami. So make your plans.
Yeah, you've got the Super Bowl on Sunday. Lady Gaga's show is going to be on Saturday night. And I think this whole Bud Light Super Bowl series, it starts different nights. You'll have Guns N' Roses headlining one night, Maroon 5 headlining another. If you want to get tickets for it, they go on sale on Monday at SuperBowlMusicFest.com and all Ticketmaster outlets, but I'm sure it will probably sell out quickly.
Okay, I thought it was Guns N' Roses playing the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
No,
that's Jennifer Lopez and Shakira that are doing that.
Your
Yes.
Latin ladies.
Yeah, it's all going to be separate. And then keep in mind, too, you've got Gronk's party that is going to be going down, I think, on Super Bowl Sunday that day. That's at the North Beach Band Shell. That's got Diplo, Cascade, Rick Ross, and Flo Rida. So the whole weekend just going to be a crazy Super Bowl weekend in South Florida.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife. Double rainbow all the way across the sky. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Woke up today. So many KVJ Nationers had sent me the footage from yesterday. Suits was watching this whole thing go down live yesterday. If you ever watched those police chases, I mean, South Florida just set a new kind of record for insanity yesterday. It was absolutely crazy. If you haven't heard the story of what went down, it all began with a jewelry heist in Coral Gables. And that started about 4:17 p.m. when a silent alarm goes off and gunfire is exchanged between the store owner and the suspects. And this one woman at the store was hurt. No word exactly on how she was hurt or in what condition she's in. But then what happened was the two criminals, they hijack a UPS truck and take off. And they go rolling into, I mean, all the way through Coral Gables. You're cruising up through, I mean, they were like on the Dolphin Expressway. They were like on I-75. They wind up the Miramar Parkway near Flamingo Road. And then that's when traffic is just so crazy in there. Because, I mean, here you're talking about rush hour traffic.
Right.
In a crazy area. And Suits knows just doing the traffic and knows that part of Broward. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's congested anyway all over South Florida, but I mean, this time of day, it was absolutely insane.
I mean, it was packed. There was so much traffic in the area. It's the intersection of Miramar Parkway and Flamingo Road, which is already a really busy area where this all just came to a head right there, and there were so many just cars waiting because it was a red light, of course, the way it would work out. So all these cars are backed up at a red light, and this UPS truck just comes right in the middle, and that's when all of this went down.
Yeah, it's trying to get through.
And that's where the shootout happened?
About 3 lanes of traffic, about 3 lanes of bumper-to-bumper traffic. It's trying to wedge its way through. Here come the police from all different directions.
Oh, my gosh.
I had counted because I was watching the chase, and they zoomed out at one point. There were 26 individual cop cars following this one truck. So it was one of the largest police chases I've ever seen, that many cars behind one vehicle. And, yeah, they tried to get through, but they were completely boxed in, so he had no option at that point to get through the traffic.
Yeah, and so you're just hoping this ends peacefully and the guys come out of the UPS truck, but it did not, and a shootout starts happening with 26 police cars. Keep in mind, like, you've got pedestrians and you've got bystanders, people in their own cars. I mean, it's right. They're wedged in between, and cars are trying to get away from this UPS truck, and then the shooting begins.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was just absolutely insane. Of course, you know, with social media now, you've got people with their own little videos from all over the place. People just were in cars like 2 or 3 cars away taking video.
Did any innocent bystanders pass away?
One person was killed. An innocent bystander was killed in the gunfire. Both of the robbers and then the UPS driver that they had hijacked was also killed. 4 dead.
Gosh, man, it's terrible.
For what?
Yeah.
For what?
Exactly. Just a terrible, awful story that was, you know, all over the news, and is a big national story today.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be fallout from all of this happening with bullets flying at rush hour with all of these innocent civilians around? Do you just let the truck go?
I don't. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with all this. You know, today, in fact, a stretch of the Miramar Parkway right near Flamingo Road there, if you go in that area, it's going to stay closed today. They're going to be doing an investigation to find out, okay, what bullets did what damage, and then I'm sure they'll do an assessment to say, okay, was this handled the right way by law enforcement? What do we do? Because, yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's one of 2 different ways that you look at this. Where, you know, and it seems like law enforcement seems to more and more just go on the, like, that's the whole thing with police chases. For the most part, they really don't do them in South Florida. You know, we talk about these motorcyclists and why can't they stop them? They're like, well, they don't want to put anyone innocent in harm's way with somebody's reckless behavior.
I mean, that sounded like fireworks.
And it
was
did
an
not
insane,
stop.
It was an insane gunfire, you know, and I was telling Suits as I was watching it, like, there were cops that were on the other side of, you know, regular civilians' vehicles using those. You know, so imagine that you're just in traffic. You don't know what's going on because it's just a UPS truck. So you have no idea. You're just in rush hour traffic. And all of a sudden, here come all these cop cars, and a cop is like on your hood using it and firing, and you're in the middle of that gunfire.
And then the UPS truck is filled with the robbers that are firing back at the cops.
All through the windshield.
And your car is in the middle of that. Like, that is not cool.
And this whole thing is airing live on TV as it's going down. So it's crazy because you've got, like Kevin said, there are cars trying to drive away, and there are multiple police officers using them as cover and then shooting over the top of them. And it's just such a tough thing to judge because what do you do in that situation? It happens so fast.
Well, my question is, let's say a police officer shoots a car accidentally, not even a person, a car, and your car is damaged. Do you have to now pay for that, or how does
They'll
that work?
have to sort all that out. That's why, today they're going to have to take some time. They're going to have ballistics go in there. They'll have to look at every bullet hole, every casing, and to find out who was shooting what. And forensics can, I think, put together and kind of map out a little bit of that chaos. But I mean, you heard how many shells were going off.
The person who filmed that actually did get a bullet that went into the car, because I was watching that video and I sent it to Denny's, and one bullet did actually graze that car.
You can hear, that's what's insane. You can hear bullets whizzing. Like, when you hear that, that is a bullet that is close enough that you can hear the noise of it going by. That is actually the sound of a bullet whizzing by.
I mean, just think about it. If you're in traffic, do you want the cops to get into a gunfight with these criminals? I don't.
What's your move if you're stuck in traffic and that happens? Do you get out of the car and get to the ground and hot? Like, what's your move?
I think the best thing is just you got to get down in your vehicle. And a lot of people were trying to drive away from it, but keep in mind, you've seen crazy rush hour traffic in Miramar Parkway. If you're not familiar with it, it's like what you would see, a 3-lane road each side basically, and there's nowhere to go on either side, and it is jam-packed, 3 lanes bumper to bumper, and the UPS truck is in the middle of all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you want to sit upright in your car.
You definitely don't want to sit upright. I mean, you probably try to get down as low as you can into your vehicle and take any kind of cover you can. But, I mean, nothing is going to be guaranteed at that point. You're just in the midst of a firefight that happens, and that's just the insanity of it.
Yeah, and that UPS truck looked like, because, not only do you have the 3 lanes, but then you have 2 left turn lanes right there because it's the intersection. Yeah. That truck looked like he went right about where the left turn lanes were because there was a little less traffic there. So when he got stuck, he's in the middle of all these lanes, not on the end whatsoever, like literally smack in the middle of all of the lanes of traffic.
Oh, it was insane. It was insane. Yeah, it was being covered, Channel 10 was on it, and a lot of the Miami stations were, watching this live. And, as you're the reporter sitting there watching it from your desk, you don't know what you're about to see. And they were like, hey, just kind of, we don't know what we're about to witness here. And
they'll tell them to cut away if they think someone's going to get shot. They don't want that live on the air.
There was a body on the other side of the UPS truck as the helicopter swung around, and they're like, we're not going to zoom in on this.
The Local 10 footage was the one. They were on the other side of the truck when it went down. And I had seen that online, and it was very you don't know what's going to happen. It was very gruesome because that moment, it just happens in your life. You can't expect that coming at that moment.
This happened on a major network a few years back. There was it was a car chase, and they had the whole camera live. But I guess they thought they were on a 5-second delay, and the guy gets out of the car and ends up shooting himself, and the whole thing was live. Yeah. And you hear the TV anchor going, "Get off this, turn it off," and then he had to go back on and apologize.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's it. I feel for those. The news reporters, because they don't know what they're about to see, and they're trying to cover news.
Especially if you're back at the station and you're not there, you don't know what's going on.
I have no idea, yeah. So that was a big story that happened yesterday, and it's going to be affecting your traffic today. So just to give you a heads up, Suits will be talking about it today in your traffic.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
All right, Tex, with your pink felt cowboy hat, what you got on your mind here today?
Y'all remember during Cocktails and Karaoke over a year ago, I smashed my knee so bad that it gave me a second small knee.
Yes.
Remember? Okay, so that was over a year ago, and my left knee has never gone down. I still have that second kneecap now. Ooh. And what's weird is I didn't actually go to the doctor's office, but I had somebody who's in the medical community look at it. And have you ever had this where you get into a debate with somebody who's in the medical community and you kind of know they're wrong, but they have the knowledge and the schooling, so you don't want to be too disrespectful?
Yeah.
They tried to tell me that my knee, the second knee that I have now on there, I was born with that, and that's just part of my bone growing that way. And I'm like, no, I actually smashed it twice on a stage, and then it developed. And then they kept arguing with me, go, no, you were born with that, and it developed. I'm like, no, I swear to you, I had trauma to that. But I guess my question is, because I thought talking to a medical person, it would give me answers and actually give me more questions.
Okay.
If I did do trauma to my knee like that, and it's not gone down, and I now have a second kneecap on my left knee. Does that mean it's never going down? That's how it's just growing. It grew back that way because I never got it fixed.
I mean, if it's been a year.
Over a year.
I don't know if it's going down.
I mean, you can see it still, right? Like, there's my kneecap. There's the second kneecap.
Let me see your other one.
Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's like a different bump.
You never know. I play a fun little game every time I get hurt, and it's, will that be permanent? So you just never know. Nicks, cuts, scrapes, bumps, breaks, are you going to be able to see that for the rest of your life or not? Is that just now a part of you?
That's what I want to know. Do I have 3 kneecaps for the rest of my life? And I just...
It's a bonus.
And then do you ever I always wonder too if people ever get into a fight, or not a fight, but like a little weird thing with people in the medical community when you know they are wrong and they're like, oh no, you're wrong. I went to school for that. Like, I don't know. I know for a fact my knee's damaged from trauma.
Case by case, I think.
I guess.
Yes. What you got in your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I think poor Rocco got a bunk donut from 7-Eleven yesterday. Ugh.
It can happen.
The kid had food poisoning last night, and it was ugly.
Ooh, wow.
Those donuts sometimes, depending on who's working, they can be out for a couple nights.
They can go bad, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing I can think of because I picked him up early. I took him with me to my doctor's appointment. I don't have polyps in my throat, by the way.
I told you.
That's
You
good.
don't?
I do
Well,
not.
looky there, Virginia.
No polyps for me.
Good for you.
But his dad had got him a 7-Eleven donut and then gave it to him. And then he ate it, and almost about like an hour later, it was just vomiting.
So they say usually it's not the thing you think that's bringing you down for food poisoning. That's almost too quick for that to be working, potentially. What did he eat the day before? Because that's what you might have to look into, or even earlier in the day.
He really ate the same stuff he always eats. Same lunch. Same little snacks.
For food poisoning, they say it doesn't work that quick.
For me, it has. I've had like a bad thing of food, and immediately I like almost vomited it back up.
What kind of donut was it? Was it a cream filled?
It was a frosted Christmas donut with white icing and red and green sprinkles.
I don't see that giving you food poisoning, though.
He was so sick all night long.
That is not fun.
No, it's not. Maybe there's a bug going around, too.
Oh,
I just don't want you blaming it on donuts if donuts is not really the culprit here.
Yeah, you
Defender of donuts.
I really do want to defend donuts.
You don't really know. Yeah, when you do, kind of feel nauseous or you're throwing up, you do kind of like go through that. I'd had food poisoning one time, and I was trying to think back to, what I'd had or whether I was getting the flu. And then when I'm like, okay, I'm at an all-you-could-eat seafood buffet in the Smoky Mountains. I was like, that probably is what did it.
The worst case of food poisoning, there was a Golden Corral, I think up in Port St. Lucie or somewhere up in the northern counties. And
when you say it out loud where you've eaten it, usually explains itself.
You're like, wait a minute.
Golden Corral, Port St. Lucie.
And then you're asking yourself, what am I doing?
I had never been so sick in I couldn't even get out of bed. I mean, going, like, just trying to go pee, I would have to crawl to the toilet. It was terrible, man.
Yeah. So before you eat anywhere, say it out loud and think it through. All you can eat seafood buffet in the Smoky Mountains. Like, it kind of, like, you could play. In fact, that'd be a fun game. You could just say what gave you food poisoning or not. That could be it. Food poisoning or not. Just say where it was you ate. Be going, yeah, that probably did it.
The cheesy corn dogs from Golden Corral in Port St. Lucie. Yep.
Yeah.
That did it.
Yeah.
That's probably going to do it. Yeah. So it just kind of makes some sense.
But donuts at 7-Eleven, I don't know. Seems kind of happy and fun.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it was. But
it doesn't usually seem like the kind of culprit for food poisoning.
But he didn't have anything else that was different.
And
here's the thing about the donuts at 7-Eleven. They're in a case that anybody can go in and touch all over and do whatever. And how do you know how long that donut's been there?
Side note, and I know this is going to probably gross you out, but get one of those cream-filled Bavarian donuts and get a big old cola Slurpee. If you dip it in the Slurpee, it's kind of awesome.
You eat like Rocco.
I know I do.
Couple suggestions. Somebody texted in and said Virginia should call the 7-Eleven and ask and see if anybody else reported getting sick. Sometimes that does help and helps them to say, hey, get that food off the shelf.
Okay.
That could be something. And somebody said, Jbird is actually right for once.
All right, with your backhanded compliment.
Food poisoning is typically something that you ate 2 days before if it's actually food poisoning. That's not to say you can't get sick off something. It's just not food poisoning.
Told you. Donuts, Virginia. Come on.
Someone else texted in and said, Virginia, be careful. Rocco may have a virus. My kid's got a nasty stomach virus over Thanksgiving, and it went through my house. It was horrible.
Boy. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I was thrown up on last night.
It might be a virus.
I kept having to wash and then wash and then wash.
You know what that means? It means you're going to get sick next, then I'm going to get sick, then Kevin's going to get sick right for Christmas time.
Yes, let's hope so.
Thanks for
I'm praying it's food poisoning. That's why I'm really trying to make it so.
Yeah, somebody had said that when you're talking about the stomach flu, it's kind of interesting about like what the timetable is, that fish could do like an hour, but for the most part, it's 6 to 24 hours before the effects typically hit.
And I knew that mine was from the place because I went with a buddy and he called me right at the same time it was hitting.
Both of you.
We were down for it was like a 48-hour flu.
So that's some of the comments coming through. We'll see what's going on with Rocco. Kind of a quick little note or warning to people, because I know that many of you will be going out this weekend to get your Christmas trees and get that all set up if you didn't already do it last weekend for Thanksgiving. One thing you might want to pay attention to, your Christmas tree can actually come with some critters inside of it. Just a little note.
You're right. They're
just
trees.
a little note. They're
Horrifying
trees.
story.
A lot of times they're from up north, too. That's where a lot of the Christmas tree farms are, that we've got to import them here to South Florida. We have a lot of Christmas trees growing around here, if you haven't noticed. And so what happens is there will be some kind of like larva or insect sac that could be in there. And they're usually hibernating for the winter, but all of a sudden they're going, fiesta,
It's
sí,
nice.
el sol. And they're like going, yes, this is so nice and warm here. And then they start to wake up and then have a party right in your Christmas tree and then all over your house.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, they say ticks are one of the animals that could come in your Christmas tree. You could have ticks all over your house. Maybe praying mantis. One woman in Palm Beach County, there's a story about her that had to deal with it.
Praying mantis?
That's not so bad. I don't think they're mean, right?
No, and they're praying, so, maybe you have a blessed house.
That's true.
Maybe you can ask for a request.
Don't they bite?
No, I think praying mantis, you're cool.
All right.
Unless you're a male praying mantis trying to mate with a female praying mantis, then it's not so good for you. But unless that's you, then you're fine. They say protect your home, cut the tree netting open outside of your house, shake the tree out really well, and then let it sit, and then put it in a bucket of water so the fresh cut doesn't close up, and let it sit outside overnight.
Okay.
That will help you out. So just, before you take it inside, cut over the netting, there's a little procedure you can do that will help to alleviate that. Just a quick thought.
Have you guys got your tree yet at the Ralston household?
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
Year round, yeah.
Wow, you beat the Sinickies.
We just take it from the living room to the garage.
Okay, still.
Every year. So.
Oh, it's that fake tree?
Yeah. Yeah, so we just take it and prop it back up somewhere in the house. Harold is on here from Miami. We were starting off the show today. The big story that is going on was the shootout that happened yesterday. There was a jewelry store heist in Coral Gables. The two criminals jack a UPS truck, take the driver hostage. A shootout winds up happening on the Miramar Parkway near Flamingo Road in rush hour traffic yesterday. There was one bystander that was killed. Both of the robbers were, and also the UPS driver.
Do you know what happened with the UPS driver? Did they have him hostage, and then was he shot accidentally during the shootout, or did they kill him?
They got to sort all that out.
Wow.
They haven't said. I have not heard specifics on that, and they would probably, they'll, I'm sure, be very careful to make sure they get every piece of this right, because it was chaos. Bullets were flying. Cars are everywhere.
Those poor people.
Yeah, you just imagine 3 lanes of bumper-to-bumper traffic on any stretch of roadway here in South Florida and throw a UPS truck in the middle of it, 26 cop cars, and chaos is going to reign.
It probably takes you a few seconds to realize what's even happening. It's probably so surreal if you're in traffic and you see that.
Oh, absolutely. You just don't even know anymore. I mean, we have those stories. Remember, janitor popped a balloon into Town Center Mall in Boca, and people go running out of the mall. You don't even know what you're dealing with anymore. It's just when you least expect it. Harold is on here from Miami. Now, you say you actually live close to that area, Flamingo Road and Miramar Parkway, Harold?
Right. I live off of Miami Gardens and I-75.
Okay.
And if you head north, it's the very next exit, Miramar Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
And I travel there a bunch because I live close by. And what I'm thinking is the cops knew that they had a hostage, the UPS driver.
Yeah.
And they were armed, and they already got into a shootout with a jewelry owner, jewelry store owner.
Right.
So they knew they were armed and ready to shoot. So why would they get out of their cars, guns drawn, knowing the robbers are gonna, they're armed and they're gonna shoot. That's why everybody died in the truck, even the UPS driver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And plus they put other innocent bystanders in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the cars there. Why would they do that? They could let the UPS driver just, the robbers just keep going. Eventually they'll run out of gas or, trying to fix the truck. They're not going to be hiding anywhere near with a UPS truck.
No, and those UPS trucks, don't they have GPS on them and everything, too? I mean, you're not going to hide that truck. Just let it go. Don't get in a shootout at a red light with all those people.
All you can do, because we weren't there, and all I can say is you don't know what happened. Maybe somebody flashed a gun. Maybe one of the robbers started shooting. We have no idea what would possibly happen.
Yeah, not being in law enforcement. I don't know. What the protocol is and why they do what they do and how they did it. Obviously, it's sad that anybody lost their lives,
of course,
yesterday. But that's going to be the big question that a lot of people are going to be asking. So, maybe if somebody can enlighten us, is that the right procedure? Is there a reason why you would? Because that would be the question. Let's think of the alternative. If we let this thing go, or at least, but the problem is that time of day on a Thursday during the holidays, rush hour traffic, where does this wind up going? And then the debate could happen. Well, if we just let every person get away, then that could increase.
It's easy.
I don't know.
It's
There's
easy
a lot
to say what you would do when you're not in the situation and you're not faced with that. That's a terrible situation to be in.
It is a question that will likely be asked, and it is something that hopefully they can answer to say it's a very complex answer as to why we did it. We still feel like we did the right thing and how we proceeded with it, but yeah, we'll wind up seeing it, and more will be coming out a little bit today with that, and we'll try to stay up on that story for you.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that Dirt of the Day.
Yeah, I mean, we all know R. Kelly is shady, right? I mean, that's pretty much been established.
Yeah.
But I guess they're going back now and finding things that he did and investigating and figuring out, oh, wait, I don't think we even knew the depths of his shadiness. Coming up in a second, I'll tell you the latest thing that they've slapped on to all of the other charges that they got against the guy. Before we're going into that, though, Justin Bieber's got some new neck ink.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, a giant bird on his neck. He was seen leaving church on Wednesday night, and that TMZ crew, they don't rest. They got a picture of him, even though he's trying to wear a hoodie and covering it. You can see the bird is on the left side of his neck, and it's flying towards his throat.
Do you think a chocolate chip cookie neck tat, if it's not that big, could that be sexy or kind of cool looking?
You better be careful. It might just look like a mole.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookie's not the way I would go.
Ice cream cone, maybe?
Maybe better. Yeah. And finally here, what's going on with R. Kelly? New allegations in one of his federal cases. And this one involves his marriage to Aaliyah. Now, remember they got married way back in the day, and everybody was like, wait a minute, wasn't she really, really young? Turns out that prosecutors have figured out that he created a false ID for her back in the day that listed her age as 18 so that they could get a marriage license. But yeah, going back now, they figured it all out. So they've added those to the charges he was already facing. So he's got the fake ID, now he's got bribery and racketeering on top of all the other stuff.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I don't know if R. Kelly is going to get out on this one.
I don't think he's ever getting out.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. There's too many people that have now come forward. The wall's closed in on him, and that's for the best. That's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day, brought to you by the Little Smiles Holiday Toy Drive. It is now official. It is kicked off. There are boxes all over town. You can find one that's near you. Go to littlesmiles.org, and you can also request a box, too, right there, littlesmiles.org.
All right, time for another round of the No Name Movie Game.
It's a big one, Kev.
It is. Every week's a big one, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Want to play along here with a member of the KVJ show, Virginia Jbird or Denny's? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763.
Is the witch the champ?
She is.
Ugh. It's a cold, cold day here.
Oh, it is. So I got on your hoodie today.
That's right.
An alien and pizza hoodie today to give you some power.
A little kid, one of our KVJ Nationer little kids got me this.
Custom designed it just for you.
And he got one too, so we have matching pizza alien jackets.
The kid and his mom are so cool.
Very nice.
Love it.
Okay.
I'm winning this one for you, kid.
Aw. Now
All
it feels
right.
bad beating you.
Well, our champ, Virginia, gets to go first. Her partner is Cesar from Green Acres. Hello, Cesar.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Okay. I got Virginia giving you the clues here. She cannot use any of the actors' names, characters' names, or any of the words from the title of the movie.
Hey, look, Denny's is wearing his new jacket too.
Oh,
yeah?
Oh, man.
Is
That's
he trolling
low.
you?
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you have him rest his head on a door and try to lift a chair?
Oh.
Yeah. That's Denny's payback right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Denny's revenge.
Don't worry, Denny's will get his. I'm working on something real nice for old sweet Denny's.
Oh, it'll be real good.
Yeah. It'll be real good. Okay, 60 seconds on the clock. Virginia's giving you the clues. Your time begins now.
Okay, they fight. They're Roman. They they fight lions sometimes. Way back in the day, the Colosseum.
Gladiator.
Yes. Pass on that one. It's the if you have your birthday on this day in this. My brain just broke.
April Fools?
No, it's when you only have a birthday every four.
Leap year.
Yes, thank you.
That's close.
She's a girl and she's crime fighting, and it's books from back in the day. She's mysteries. She's solving mysteries. But it's old school. Pass. If you're riding waves, dude, you say this: hang 10. You're what? You're. Damn it! Pass. Pass.
What?
If you're in charge of a country, but you're a jerk, you're like the main guy. Yes!
You got three.
Very nice.
Nancy,
You're a jerk.
Nancy Drew and Surf's Up are the two.
Surf's up.
Surf's up.
Hey,
Hank.
man.
Cowabunga.
I don't know. I'm just.
You
all
sound,
my references are old.
you sound so old.
I'm gonna sit my boomer ass down.
Okay, got a 3 spot on that.
Yep.
All right, we got Oscar on here from Miami. Hello, Oscar.
Hey, KVJ.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for this? You're partnered up with the Firecracker Denny's, okay?
All right.
Okay, 60 seconds on the clock here.
Dueling firecrackers.
Boy, this is TNT right here.
Get ready for one energetic minute. All right, your time begins now.
It's not your brothers. They would be your, if you're all female. Yeah. This is something you do when you're.
Can't say when.
Pass that one. These are what deliver babies. They're a giant bird.
Cranes, swans.
Pass that one. It's a weird, obscure bird. I get it. He ran up a bunch of steps. He's a boxer.
Rocky.
Yep. It is it's a type of gum. It's very spicy, but it's like a clean spicy. What kind
Big
of?
Red.
Which one?
He said Big Red.
Big Red cinnamon.
Oh no, pass that one. Jeez. Let's see here. It's a pill. It's kind of like Adderall, but it makes you like really smart. It's a movie. Pass that one. Jeez. Clearly,
Limitless.
You got it.
Oh, you got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got it.
This is hell. It's an old phrase. It's about countries conflicting with each other.
No country for war.
That was war. That was war.
War is hell.
They got a 3 on that. Suits is telling me.
And the spicy mint was peppermint.
It's a tough one.
Okay.
Stork spring baby.
Yes.
Too.
Cranes.
Cranes, seagulls, pelicans. Damn it.
We got a tie right now between Virginia and Denny's, 3 apiece. Jbird, you can break that tie if you get a 4 spot. You are the solo champ here. Renee is your partner from Royal Palm. Hello, Renee.
Jason, we got this. We're only talking about victory here today.
I love the spirit, Renee. I can't tell you enough how badly I need this win.
He does.
Coming off of New Jersey, he needs some
He didn't win in New Jersey.
He did not win
Still
in New
losing.
Jersey.
I'm still losing. I'm still seeing some of my debit charges.
Yeah.
It was a real cold, expensive trip.
Hard to ignore the losing.
60 seconds are on the clock. Jaybird's going to give you the clues. Your time begins now.
He is not Rocky. It's the other war movie. He did a war movie. It's a war movie.
Rambo.
Yes.
Rambo.
Yes, you got it. Past Denny's. Past Denny's. It is red and covered in my plasma, and it's not on a pearl. It's on a this.
Blood diamond.
Yes.
Blood diamond.
Yes. Past Denny's. Pass. If me and you are hooking up, but we like it, pass. I love America. What would you say? What
Just friends?
Yes, you got it. Okay. I love America. I am called this. It's an old war movie from the 1700s.
Patriot.
Yes. What is the opposite of hot hill? A hot hill. Think about hot hill. It's a big old structure.
Cold mountain.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes, pass, Dennis, pass. Think about a medical profession who's odd. Nurse, odd.
Doctor Strange.
We got a new winner.
Oh, yeah.
6 spots.
Clicking.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She was on point.
She was.
Wow.
Whoa, look at that. Congratulations.
Where's my belt?
Wow.
Yeah.
Get that belt going on there. Renee, congratulations for bringing Jbird a win. I know he's very thankful for that. And we got some tickets for you as well. Hang on the line, okay, Renee?
Thank you, guys.
You are very welcome.
Good job. She was good.
Look at you flossing that over there.
Oh, man.
Nice work. Wow.
Oh, I can't tell you how badly I needed that.
Oh, that thing's a chick magnet.
Yeah, I bet.
This and this jacket
Yeah.
coupled together. Ladies, look out.
Oh, yeah, he's on the prowl this weekend. On the prowl. Well, we got those tickets. It is for the Conference USA Championship. This is championship weekend for college football. All the big conferences are having theirs, including FAU's conference. And because FAU won last week, they're going to be playing the conference championship for Conference USA against UAB at FAU Stadium. Now, this was a team that over the course of 3 years only won 9 games, and then Lane Kiffin comes in and they win more than 9 in his first year. So just to let you know exactly what he's done. And they're 9-3 right now. This conference championship makes them 10-3. I mean, you know, then a bowl game, they could be 11-3 like they were 2 years ago. But the big question is Lane Kiffin going to be around, the guy who's turned around the FAU Fighting Out football program. He was asked this yesterday on our sister station, 640 Fox Sports by Andy Slater. Is Lane Kiffin gone?
Lastly, I got to ask you, are you going to be the FAU head football coach next season?
I hope they still want me here.
So if they want you there, which I'm sure they do, that means you're going to be coming back.
Well, like I said, I've never commented on searches, but that's what I plan on.
Okay. Coach speak, that means he'll be gone.
Gone.
By next Thursday.
The bags are packed, literally packed, and waiting by the door.
Yes. So if you want to see Lane Kiffin in what will likely be his last game at FAU Stadium.
FAU better back up the money truck if they want to keep him.
Yes, that's also probably what that means. 1:30 p.m. is the kickoff tomorrow. You've got your tickets at FAUtickets.com, FAUtickets.com, or you can call up 866-FAU-OWLS, 866-FAU-OWLS. A couple hours before the game, too, right about 11:30, they'll be having some tailgating going on. You got food trucks, live music, all kinds of good stuff that's going to be happening.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
I guess Jbird got a cat. Everybody getting cats around here. Suit's got his new cat, Oreo.
Denny's got a new cat. I think he's got 3 cats
Oh, did he get?
now.
Oh, you got 3 cats now?
I thought I saw extra cats in a video.
Wow. Okay, wait. What's going on? Is everybody around here getting cats? What is going on?
So, a couple things are going on right now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, more than normal, I have had a ton of animals on my patio, and I've done a great job making sure there's nothing out there, especially after the whole rat debacle. I just make sure it's tight out there. So I noticed this cat that keeps on coming into the courtyard. I'm like, all right. So what's going on is someone's taking peanuts and food, and they're putting it all along on top of my fence. I have no idea who's doing it. It's not Denny's. He swore up and down it's not me, and he would tell me if it was him. So
someone's putting all kinds of nuts as bait.
Nuts, and then I was wondering why there was bread up on the corner. I'm like, who's putting bread up there? I didn't think anything of it. And then I look out there. There's ducks in there. There's
oh wow.
There's squirrels.
Oh my gosh.
Now Denny,
You're running like a low budget bush wildlife.
Oh yeah, you are.
Denny's had done this a long time ago, but he's telling me the truth. It is not him, and no one else really knows where I live other than you and Kevin.
It's not me.
I know it's not you.
I love the prank though. It's hilarious.
Well, I don't even know if it's a prank because there are a lot of people who do that. I mean, if you walk into our building, somebody every day puts out little nuts and food for that squirrel, and he sits there right by where you have to like put your key fob to tag into the building. And so if you're not paying attention, you go to tag in and you look up and there's a squirrel right in your face, like, yeah.
But that's at work. That's not someone's unit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but people like doing that. I had that with, my mother-in-law was, feeding the dog outside, and we'd have a multitude of 1,000 birds coming down, and we had rats and everything else.
But you live with her, though. I live alone.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there might just be somebody that is like walking by and putting it up on, the fence to try to get animals to come out. They love feeding them
a lot. So this cat keeps coming in. So I'm putting 2 to 2 together. So this cat looks gaunt and looks hungry. So I start feeding the cat now.
Now you have a cat.
Now I have a cat. On top of the nuts and the bread got the cat there. And then I felt kind of bad for the cat. So I gave it a little dog food, and it loved it. Love the
Oh, it did.
It's meat. Cats love meat.
Oh wow. Okay.
But then
are you mansplaining cats to us?
Well, because you hate cats, so I don't know what you know and what you don't know. But Denny's is telling me that there's a common law rule that the cat's mine now, at least in Britain.
In Britain?
What?
Are the catchers in Britain, but not here?
If you feed cats in Britain and the cat starts going to your house, you own the cat. It's a law there.
Wow.
It's common law, Kev.
I did not know that.
Is that how it is here now in the States?
I have no idea. I don't feed anything.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, come on. Just because you feed an animal, all of a sudden, oh, now it's yours?
I got to go get a tetanus for the cat now?
Yeah. That seems kind of crazy. But
How does Chewy feel about the fact that you've now brought a cat into the fold?
Well, the cat doesn't come around till nighttime, and Chewy can't see out the window because he's, partially blind. So I go down in the middle of the night. I lay with Chewy, and as I'm laying down, I see this face looking at me. I'm like, ah! And it's the cat just trying to get in, looking in.
Yeah, I don't know how that all works out exactly.
If you feed a cat, is it yours?
Okay.
If you feed a cat, it won't go away. I don't know if you're legally responsible for the feline.
I'm asking the legal questions right now.
I don't think anybody can pin this cat on you legally.
I wouldn't think so.
But just emotionally, you've made the cat think that you're its new owner.
Yeah, Penelope says Bird should get a camera, and I did buy a camera, and I bought a good camera, but I bought it off eBay, and it was brand new, but they said they barely used it. They forgot one of the main parts of it. And then I never did the paperwork to get it back. So
It's always something with you.
I know.
It is always something with you.
Well, look, the Wild Wild West is eBay. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Uber. You don't know who you're dealing with.
I'm leery of eBay. It's just, especially with electronics.
Yeah.
Why are they selling it? Probably because it didn't work well.
Would you say something to somebody if you saw them out in your yard putting food out there?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a bit of a over the line kind of a thing.
It is.
All right.
If someone's putting food on your patio and attracting rodents, considering all the problems you've had with rats in the past, I would definitely be speaking up.
But if you have a cat, you got no rat. That's where we're at.
True.
Yeah.
Rats are afraid of the cats, so this might not be bad.
I kind of thought that too.
How does Chewy? Will Chewy
attack the cat? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He will.
And he might lose.
Oh.
You just can't see this left's coming anymore.
Yeah, somebody texted in and said we had kind of the same thing where there was this little gaunt cat and we started feeding it and it kept coming around. And in a sense, it was kind of like our own little undisputed cat that we had and who come see us. And then we noticed across the street there was a little cat house and our cat stopped coming around. Somebody, the neighbors across the street, built a little house for the cat and started feeding it better food. And they got in a competition and then they started kind of like warring over whose cat it was. So there was almost like a custody dispute over this cat. I'm sure the cat was loving it.
Oh, the cat's like, this is awesome.
It's well played, cat.
Yeah. So, yeah, what do you do when you've got stray cat custody? I don't know. And then the big question would be if it's got a microchip on it. If, somebody did take it to the vet, it might be somebody's cat, and they may say, no, it's our cat.
I just know this thing's milling around a lot more.
It's a lot of work taking the cat to the microchip place. I don't see you doing all that.
That's why I'm asking. I really do have my hands full with Chewy.
Of course.
He's so special needs, and he's getting worse as he's getting older, and it's taking a lot more time. He can't walk at nighttime now.
We're all getting worse as we get older, Chewy. You're not alone.
And
depressing statement.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, I know.
Yay.
Leave it to Virginia to keep it light
Really
on
keep the
Friday.
party going. You're all going to die. Somebody said, yes, you cannot feed cats dog food. It will make the cat sick.
Oh.
So.
Oops.
Yeah.
I gave it meat.
It makes it start barking.
Started humping my leg. It's ridiculous, Virginia. All right, well, next time I'll feed it lasagna. Is that better?
I'm
sure the cat would the cat
What
would
is
be
it,
like,
Garfield?
This is legit.
You're right. I will. I'll feed it lasagna.
Someone else texted in and said, cats are loyal to their food. When I was a teen, a neighbor fed my cat, and then she became a problem. And apparently that was the whole thing. We had to wind up calling the cops and all that kind of stuff because there was like a custody thing where it's my cat, someone else starts feeding it, and the cat won't come to us anymore.
Wow.
And it's, what it's starting to do, too? You know when cats do that thing with their head? They put it like on the... It's like rubbing. It's rubbing its head on the window and meowing. Chewy hasn't heard it yet. I think he's going deaf, too, unfortunately.
Oh,
I think he
damn.
is.
Chewy's got a lot going on.
I know. He's got a big vet appointment coming up, and I'm a little nervous.
Got 3 cases of cat custody issues.
3?
Yeah.
So this is a real thing.
It is. That's why Denny's brought it up. He's like, dude, be careful about feeding that cat. You might be in for it.
Yeah, but it's people who are saying, that's my cat, and then somebody else started feeding it, and they're like, oh, no, it's my cat. It comes to me.
Well, we're not going to fight anybody on this cat.
No,
Yeah.
I do not want this war. I
No.
didn't ask for this battle or this cattle. Sorry. Sorry. I didn't sleep. It's a terrible joke. But let me just point out, you have some awful jokes too, Sinicki.
I know, and you point them out. Tit for tat. Welcome to the KVJ show.
Tit for cat.
Oh.
Meow.
Oh, yeah, big old Friday here in South Florida. Hopefully you got some good stuff going to be going on your Feel Good Fridays, a little bit of positivity. You can drop on us right now, your Feel Good Fridays. Got Justin, the computer guy, sent us an email. He said, I'm going on my first cruise with my mom and my little bro to Mexico, Honduras, Belize, and the Bahamas for a week.
Nice.
Little cruise action. I'm sure Suits is very jealous about that. Something fun to check out.
Yeah, if you want, email Suits. He'll tell you all the places to skip and go ashore and what you should do and who you should go with. He is an expert.
Another text said, my Feel Good Friday headed to New Orleans tomorrow to see the Saints take on the 49ers.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Well, that's a great matchup, too. That's a couple division challengers right there.
Nice. Pulling from the 49ers.
You are, huh?
Yeah.
They're good this year. They're really good.
Who are they playing? Saints? Can't stand the Saints, Kev.
You can't, huh? Not a big fan.
We don't want you.
Matt from West Palm Beach is going to Disney for the weekend after I get off work.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I know a lot of people are really jacked about all the cool stuff going on at Disney with the Star Wars stuff. They just opened up Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Exciting stuff. It's all part of Disney's $1 billion Star Wars Galaxy Edge expansion that's going on at Hollywood Studios there. They opened it up. It broke down in 18 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is it the newer Star Wars stuff? Because they got the Resistance name in there? Is it Kylo Ren?
It was a brand new ride. They opened it up. People were excited. And 18 minutes later, it's broken.
Dang.
No word exactly on what happened. The ride apparently did open back up, though. That's the good news. And riders are saying that the new ride is one of the best that they've been on.
Wow.
Yeah. So hearing some positive stuff.
Is this the new ride that's 10 minutes long? I heard there's one new ride like that that's a 10-minute long ride.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
So that's how I think you need to do this stuff. You wait in line for so long, and then you're done in 90 seconds or 2 minutes. Give us some girth.
Yeah,
Give us
this
some...
one is like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, I like it.
Virginia, you said you had a Feel Good Friday today as well?
I do. So, our guys down at Savory Eats, they are the food truck that's always at Due South.
Oh, yes.
Those guys are so
Amazing.
awesome. So I called them up last week because we had a Little Smiles kid up on the Treasure Coast, which is kind of far from their home base. I was like, hey, guys, is there any way you could help us out? We've got a kid. It's his birthday. He's had a lot of tragic loss this year, and we just want to make his birthday special. He was doing a trampoline party, and he wanted to have a food truck out front for him and all his friends. And so Royal and the crew, they were like, no problem, we'll do it. When they found out the backstory of this Little Smiles kid, they're like, you know what? We're doing it, and we're doing it for free.
Oh, that's awesome.
They drove all the way to the Treasure Coast from all the way down south where they are home based and donated everything. So thank you so much to Royal and Savory Eats and that whole crew over there. They are beautiful people.
That cat's a real... The guy that came in, he's a real nice dude.
Such a nice guy, and just made that birthday for that child so special. That kid was talking about it all day.
Oh, that is awesome.
They were so impressed because they let him customize the menu.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they had his name up on the board and everything. It was just so cool what they did.
Yeah, and this is nice, too. This just came in a text. Said, my Feel Good Friday, I went to the Shop with a Cop last night with the Jupiter Police Department. 20 kids got the experience of shopping with a cop, and it was amazing. That's from Katie.
Yeah, Little Smiles helped out with that, too.
Yeah.
Yay.
Very cool stuff.
All that stuff is going on all week long, so thank you to everybody that helps donate to the Little Smiles Holiday Toy Drive.
Someone else said my son got a first place award for his 5th grade science project. That's some pretty cool stuff. And also, my Feel Good Friday, I'm going to perform on the Kravis Center stage tonight in the Ballet Palm Beach Nutcracker. It's my little girl dream come true at the age of 39. That's from Delta. She used to be part of our old club crew back in 2002.
Good for her.
Yeah. And she's gone from radio station club crew to now dancing on the Kravis Center stage.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. Let me see here. We got how you busted your cheater. I always love these stories. And they're pretty much endless. There was a story this last week of a cheater who was having a long-term affair. He was eating at a restaurant, not knowing that the Washington Post food critic was there doing a review, and he just so happened to wind up in the photo. And this guy's wife then was reading the newspaper and is like, wait, that's my husband? And oh, that's not me he's having dinner with. And he got busted like that. So.
Was he trying to do the shag? It wasn't me.
Whatever. You're in print. It's in the newspaper. I mean, that's a different level of embarrassment.
Mm-hmm. Megan is on here from Stewart. Megan, how was it that you busted your cheater?
Hi. Okay. So this is boyfriend back in from high school to college. So young, newer boyfriend. And basically I knew that he was doing something. No one ever gave proof. I've had friends tell me that they saw them out together. They knew that they were with together. There was never any proof I could pinpoint it. And I was stupid. I was young. So I decided to make a fake texting conversation with myself. When you text your own number, you get 2 series of, I don't know if you've ever done this before, maybe just me because I'm crazy. you get 2 series of texts. You get the received one and then the sent one. So it'll be for me, I have an iPhone, so it'll be sent. It'll show the blue, which is me, and then the gray, which is I received it. So I made a fake texting conversation with myself and saved my phone number as the girl's name, and would just delete the message accordingly. So I would say something to her you guys are doing this, this, and that. And the received part I would delete, and then I would make fake her answer back, which obviously is me. And then I would delete the sent part from me. So I made a fake texting conversation. And then finally, I brought it to him. I acted, concerned. Obviously, I didn't have proof yet. So I brought it to him, and I read through my phone, and I was like, oh, so this is, what she's been saying to me, is, I have the proof right here. She finally, admitted it to me. I just need you to admit it.
Oh, yeah.
Crying.
Did it work? It worked?
And yeah.
Oh, that is so good.
You're saying is what she said. So I said, so what you're saying is, what she's saying is true, right? And he was like, I'm so sorry, this and that. And my face went from, I can't wait for him to finally admit it to, just enraged.
Wow, that is so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are a big dummy. Finally, after he admitted it, I told him, I was like, you are a big dummy because I made this whole conversation with myself. And this is me the whole time. You just, self-incriminated yourself.
Oh, you told him? Hey, you told him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. I had to tell him. I had to make him feel stupid for being, fooled, but also the fact that he was a trash cheater. So.
Wow, that is good. That's a good little tip.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Well, you can really learn some stuff about this. If you've got a suspicious boyfriend or girlfriend, these are some good little tactics to use.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. Text yourself. I mean, she needs to be working for NASA, man. She got plans.
It's pretty good. Larissa is on here from Fort Lauderdale. Larissa, how did you bust your cheater?
Oh, my God. I had a great boyfriend, but he's my ex now. You see, for Christmas last year, he got me a Fitbit, okay? And we made it so we could sync them up together.
Okay.
Because we worked out together. We like to motivate each other. Well, one night, he didn't come over. He was kind of missing. I went by his house. His car was gone. So I checked his Fitbit. 4 in the morning, he had a big spike. His heart rate climbed from 81 to 135. I swear to God. And then it quickly dropped. Okay? So that's not weightlifting in the middle of the night. All right? So my suggestion is don't get a Fitbit and don't sync it with your boyfriend. Because he's my ex now.
Wow. I never even thought about that. You're why is his heart rate so high? It's 4 a.m. in the morning.
That's a booty call, Kevin.
That is a booty call. Wow.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in a second in your Dirt of the Day, there's a new report out today that talks about what Matt Lauer's ex-wife Annette's life was like. I guess they had lots and lots of problems in their 20-year marriage. Coming up in a second.
Why?
I'll tell you. Yeah, was it ever good? It's a disturbing report that made me think that maybe it was never good for her, and that just makes me sad. Before we get into that, the situation, say what you want about him, he's had his ups and downs, but he is doing a really good thing. So he's teaming up with this rehab facility, and he's using his celebrity to help people. And they're going to be doing scholarship programs for free 30-day drug and alcohol treatment programs for people in desperate need. This holiday season, they're giving one. They're hoping to do more next year. So that's a great way to use your celebrity. The Sitch is doing it right.
Look at him.
He's on the redemption tour.
He is, and I like what he's doing. Helping people is good. Rob Lowe has a little Christmas tree secret. If you're going to be getting your Christmas tree this weekend and you don't want it to dry out, I guess he and Ellen are in the know. I didn't know this. How you can keep your tree from drying out.
When it comes to the Christmas tree, I am all over it. I'm obsessed with it drying out too soon. I have like a phobia about like the pine needles that get all brittle and fall, and then it's gonna
But
be
there's things you
flammable.
can put like 7-Up in the water. You can get sugar.
Thank you. You know my trick. It's half 7-Up, half water.
Yes.
And I am obsessed with this. This is like all I care about during the holidays.
So do you time it out? Where did you buy the tree already, or are you waiting to closer to Christmas?
You gotta wait till you can't do it now because it will dry out no matter how much 7-Up and water you put
because
in
of the heat in the house and everything.
That's right.
It's so weird, some of the stuff you can use soda for. I told you about that one time my truck was not working, and my sister comes over. She goes, dude, just pour some Mountain Dew on it, and it's going to start right up. I go, you're crazy, Becky. She takes Mountain Dew, pours it all over my engine, and it started right up, ran for another 2 months.
Soda saves the world.
It does.
That's so I was
It's
like,
amazing.
Maybe I should be putting that in my body.
Right.
And finally here, this new report out talking about what marriage was like for Matt Lauer's wife. According to people that knew them well, their relationship faced challenges right from the beginning. Now, they were married for 20 years, but insiders are saying very early on, Matt was a ladies' man. There were always affairs, and she chose to believe his denials in the beginning and stuck by him. And then as they got more into the relationship, they say she realized that he was cheating on her, but she stayed with him for his career and for their children. And then finally, when all of the allegations, just blew up, she was just like, that's it, that's enough, and she got out. But I mean, it sounds like from the very beginning of their 20-year marriage, she dealt with his cheating. It was never like good.
She gonna get a good payout though?
I think she did.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I hope she did. She's been through hell. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day. Brought to you by the Little Smiles Holiday Toy Drive. It is underway. There are boxes all over town. You can donate a new unwrapped toy in, or you can make it easy. You can text to give. Text to 44321, the word give smiles, and we will make sure that needy kids get a toy this holiday season.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife. Double rainbow all the way across the sky. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Crazy story started to break out yesterday about the time you were driving home. It all started in Coral Gables. There were a couple robbers that went in and did a little jewel heist. They then wind up getting in a police chase. They jack a UPS truck and take the driver hostage. And they're like on the Dolphin Expressway and I-75, and they wind up on the Miramar Parkway yesterday afternoon, rush hour. All lanes are completely full. You got this UPS truck, you got the news helicopters, Local 10 is following him and all the action that is going on. Suit said he was watching it, counted like 26 different cop cars that were around this UPS truck.
He said he was watching it live as it happened.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And, now with everybody and their cameras, social media was just blowing up with it. You had so much coverage of this and the footage that happened. And then just right there in the middle of rush hour traffic, 3 lanes jam-packed, not moving as a UPS truck, 26 cop cars sandwich in, and this gunfire is going off. Yeah.
That's like a movie shootout.
Oh, it was. It was absolutely insane. I watched about 5 different versions from people's own phones. There were people even local nearby at, like a little strip mall kind of thing, and they were filming. And you could you would hear it pop, 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 and the bullets whizzing all over the place.
Doesn't it sound like there's like 90 guns going on?
It does.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It looked like there was a potential of like 15 to 20 cops shooting. Then you had the 2 robbers that were in the UPS truck.
So I had read an update. I believe they said there were 19 officers that were firing. Over 200 rounds were fired during that incident by police. So, I mean, that just shows you how crazy that is. You have all these cars around. I mean, one of the videos that I was watching from that, I think that's where that audio is from, they actually had a bullet hit their car. Luckily, they were okay, but there were a lot of people there in that area where you just got so much gunfire and so much traffic that you're definitely getting caught in the crosshairs. It was insane. It really was.
Just a terrible story, too, because there was an innocent bystander that was in a car nearby that was struck and killed. And also the UPS driver, Frank Ordonez, he was shot and killed in this. And it was Frank's first day as a UPS driver.
Oh, my God.
And he gets hijacked like this and taken hostage and then winds up catching a bullet in this gunfire. And he has a 1-year-old daughter on top of it. So just terrible, terrible story that happened. So 4 dead from that. And you're right. It's going to take them a while, forensics, to really piece together what was going on and what happened.
Yeah, I mean, the scene is still incredibly active. Like, when I was looking at some of the news reports this morning, I mean, there are so many cops out there, and you can just see, if you're on the roadways right now, Miramar Parkway is still shut down between Flamingo and Red Road, so if that's part of your route, definitely avoid it this morning, but it's going to be closed for a while because there's such a massive investigation. I think the FBI has taken over the case now and is leading the investigation, so it's going to be a while before we know exactly what all the details were, and definitely avoid that area right now because they're going to have that shut down for quite a while.
Jeez.
So sad.
Yeah, no, it is. So just an absolutely, it was an insane story. Just, I don't know if I've ever seen a gun battle happen like that with so many people around in a rush hour traffic situation like that.
Well, you got this airing on live TV, too, because it's a police chase, and this had gone on for a while. I mean, it started in Coral Gables where they stole this truck, and they were racing down the 75 and multiple highways, and then they're in, Miramar by the time this ends, so they covered a pretty good distance in that chase. And I've seen, other police chases, they put them on Facebook Live whenever they happen. I have never seen, when they zoomed out that shot, so many police cars in one shot. Like Kevin said, I sat there counting them.
It seemed unprecedented. I've never.
Nearly 30.
This includes all the crazy California police chases and everything you see. It is the most insane.
This includes like Bad Boys movies.
Yeah.
Like this is like next level.
It looked like it was at a Grand Theft Auto, honestly.
Yeah.
It was that crazy. It didn't seem real as it was happening. It was so over the top.
There are a lot of questions, that are going on here, and the investigation will happen, and the police will be answering stuff, and we'll have more things are going to be happening. A lot of people are just asking, okay, was this amount of gunfire necessary in this kind of arena? People are countering and saying, hey, look, they did have a hostage. It's not like you can necessarily just let them go because they do have an innocent man that is in that truck.
And again, and I haven't seen the footage. You just don't know. If you weren't there and you're not in the middle of it, you don't know what happened.
Idea.
You have no idea what happened.
Yeah, they're going to have to sort it all out. So the visuals are there, and that's the tough part. People are able to see the visuals and comment on how they would have done it, what they think should have happened.
From a computer.
Yes. And so they're kind of rendering their own verdicts about what's going on, but it's going to take some time to sort out. But ultimately through this, for whoever that bystander was and the UPS driver, that just terrible, terrible story.
Terrible.
So our condolences to them, their families, and all their friends. So just some terrible stuff that happened yesterday.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Cool stuff going on this weekend. There's a lot of holiday stuff that you can get yourself into, but with Art Basel going on this weekend at the Miami Beach Convention Center, you're also going to be seeing tons of celebrities all throughout South Florida.
You were talking about this earlier about how that one banana art piece is going for over $100,000. My goal is to come up with something better than that this weekend.
I don't think it would be hard. That's not a big challenge.
Yeah, it's so simple and dumb.
But it needs to also have a message about society, I think. And I have a couple ideas, I think.
Yeah, they took a banana, they duct taped it to a wall, and it sold for $120,000 at Art Basel.
What the hell?
But what's the story behind it? What's it saying about society? Society's slippery.
The artiste behind it said that the meaning of the artwork, other than the bananas, are a symbol of global trade, a double entendre, as well as a classic device for humor.
Virginia, come on over. Let's do some art together.
I mean, I think it's only because this guy has shine on him right now. If you put a banana... Whoever this artist is like, he's got shine on him.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, they're going to buy. If you put a banana on a wall with duct tape, nobody's going to buy it.
Well, maybe not Jason Pennington, but what about Jason? Jason is coming back this weekend.
Still nothing, probably.
I think he has less credibility than Pennington.
I don't know. Don't say that about Jason.
Yeah, they're saying another edition of the concept art is expected to sell for $150,000. So needless to say, you could go to Art Basel and spend a ton of money if that would be your thing this weekend.
I would love for Virginia to come on over and do some art with me this weekend.
Okay.
Let's get weird. Let's explore the space, man.
Okay.
Okay.
She sounds really pumped.
I can't wait.
I'm the only one that sounds pumped, though.
Yeah, if you want to go check it out, today, tomorrow, you got noon until 8 p.m., and then on Sunday, noon until 6. Those are the hours. $45 to $65 to go check out Art Basel. It is $500 for the VIP if you're going to check it out at the Miami Beach Convention Center this weekend. Well, because of that, you're going to see celebrities all throughout South Florida. You have Britney Spears. She's in Miami Beach, I think for her birthday, but you'll probably see her popping up in some of the Art Basel stories. Travis Scott is going to be playing at 11 tonight. Not at the time, at the club. Where? I know 11, but where, Kevin? I don't know.
No, that's the name of the place.
Oh, okay, but where? Oh, it's 11, right?
Why do they call it 11?
I don't know. Better than 10.
There's some cool reason why they call it 11.
G-Eazy is going to be at 11 tomorrow night, and then on Sunday, Rick Ross is going to be there.
Wow.
So, yeah, a lot of guests.
I'm sure the cover charge is hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know what their cover goes for there.
G-Eazy is going to perform or Rick Ross. Yeah, you're going to pay.
I don't know. Yeah, if anybody knows. Questlove is going to be at the Broken Shaker on Sunday. He's all in for the Art Basel stuff as well. There are a ton of comedians. You've got George Lopez playing at Hard Rock Live tonight, and then Hal Sparks is playing the Comedy Club at Hard Rock Live tonight through Monday. Angela Johnson, the comedian, is going to be at the Miami Improv tonight and tomorrow. Andrew Dice Clay. He used to sell at Madison Square Garden. Now he's playing the Coral Springs Center for the Arts tomorrow night. So that's going on. Tony Bennett. What did we say he was, like 93?
He's in his 90s, man.
Yeah, he's playing Hard Rock Live on Sunday.
Good for him.
Yeah.
When you think, oh, I'm old, I can't do anything. He's 93 getting up there and singing and crushing it.
Did he have a kid, like in his late 70s? I think he was still procreating. Like, he's getting it.
Okay. Left more than his heart in San Francisco, huh? Okay. You got the Miami Heat with a couple games going on this weekend. Tonight, they got the Washington Wizards at American Airlines Arena. Then on Sunday, they're taking on the Chicago Bulls at home. The Panthers are home tomorrow night, too, taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets at the BB&D Center. And then tomorrow, you got the Conference USA Championship with FAU, Florida Atlantic University, the Fighting Owls, taking on UAB, kickoff at 1:30 p.m. That's going to be pretty cool. Then on Sunday, it's the Fit Team Palm Beaches Marathon going on Flagler Drive in West Palm Beach to check out. You've got the Palm Beach Holiday Boat Parade happening tomorrow.
Ooh, I'll be there for that on the Little Smiles boat with Santa.
Oh, look out. Oh, really? Yeah. Whoa, with the big guy, huh?
We got Santa. We signed him. Wow. I don't want to brag, but it's kind of the holiday name drop.
We got St. Nick.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's ours.
That's impressive stuff there, Virginia.
St. Nick and St. Nick.
It's on the International or Intercoastal Waterway from North Palm to the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse.
Yes.
Check out.
It starts at the North Palm Marina there, and it's beautiful. They do fireworks.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous.
Got the Green Market tomorrow on the waterfront in West Palm. And then they're doing the Brews at the Beach Beer Fest on Fort Lauderdale Beach tomorrow. Inaugural event there, but a lot of great South Florida brews going to be there.
Great weather for that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So I asked the question why they call that one club 11.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter just said, and I don't know if this is real or not, Chunky Tate Martle says they call it 11 because every girl in there is better than a 10.
Ah.
So crazy. Is that real? That's so cringy.
I love it.
Yes, that's cheesy. It's 11 because every girl's better than a 10. Gosh, I can't
And
stand
what's his screen name?
Chunky Tate Martle.
Chunky Tate Martell, is that it?
Yeah, Martell.
Okay.
Do you know
That's
them?
pretty funny. Tate Martell is a backup Miami Hurricane quarterback that used to be at Ohio State.
But this is Chunky Tate.
Yeah.
So maybe it's his alter ego.
That's why I was like, wait, what is that?
And I can't tell if Chunky Tate's telling the truth or is that really why they named it 11?
It makes sense.
It does.
I mean,
Yeah,
we don't have 10.
it sounds like it would be right.
11.
I hate it.
They're so hot.
It sounds like it would be right. Yeah. And also, Matthews Brewing is doing their second anniversary in Lake Worth tomorrow. So they have some of the best beer in all of South Florida.
Now, Keto Kev, big fan of Matthews.
Yeah.
But will Keto Kev go out there tomorrow?
Well, I don't know. I'll see. There's some football stuff that I got to tend to tomorrow.
All right.
But I would like to, so we'll see. And I'm trying to figure out how I can do it. Like, how many sips can I have before I knock myself out of keto?
At that point, I mean, you might as well just blow out keto.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Dude, it's the end of the year.
It is. You're right.
Come on, throw caution to the
Keto and
wind.
Christmas just don't fit together.
It doesn't work, baby.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to do something. I had people calling out my man boobs yesterday, so I got to
You do
gotta
not
get it together.
have man boobs.
Oh,
Yes.
you mean AKA pecs, bro?
No, I got to get it together.
We were
Gotta
calling
tighten
them
up.
out in a good way.
You want to see man boobs? Okay, look, I'm even pushing them together.
I mean, he's got a B cup.
All right, okay, I'm beating myself up over here. I don't need you to tag along with me.
I know, boy. Huh?
Kevin, you have pecs.
I don't know.
He's got
man.
boobies.
Yeah.
My boy's swole.
Don't listen to the haters.
Okay.
We were actually complimenting you yesterday.
I know, yeah.
I thought you looked good.
Kevin over there looking like a little tasty snack.
Okay. I appreciate it. Another downfall of the drinking, not only the man boobs that you might get from a little bit too much, but the hangovers. Jbird sent me a really cool article, actually, on hangovers. And interestingly enough, I was having a conversation with my daughter about, the hangover and what it is. And, I've been a long-time drinker.
We know the hangover well.
You know it very well, but, the more you know about it, what your body's really doing and saying, I think the better you can combat it.
It broke it down to the point it kind of scared me a little bit. I didn't like it.
It's really kind of cool. It is kind of eye-opening. And I feel like I know a lot about hangovers in your body and what's going on, but I even learned some stuff I got for you coming up next here. Drop the hangovers on you on the KVJ show. I was intrigued by this stat, but it makes sense. They say heavy drinking, which is 3+ instances of binge drinking per month, jumped 9% on average within a couple of years following Uber's arrival in a new market.
I can see it. People are getting loose and saying, you know what, I don't have to drive. I can get the Uber. Well, I know a lot of people don't drink because they have to drive.
It makes it so much easier to get hammered.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good amount. 9% increase of binge drinking in cities that got Uber.
Well, that's what stunk about going to New Jersey. I didn't have a car up there, and I was trying to drink and go to places. I spent so much money in Uber and Lyft. In 2 days, you can spend a lot in an area you do not know.
So here I am at 46, old drinker, been at it for quite some time. And I've got twins that are 21, almost 22 years old. And
New in the game.
Newer in the game. And so, I explained to them a little bit about, because if they get a hangover or a headache or something like that, I'm like, okay, there are a lot of things that you can see that I've learned over the course of time to avoid and strategies to take. Because if you've had some really wicked, nasty hangovers, you're just like, okay.
I can't have this again.
Yeah.
Never again until 48 hours, and I feel better. Okay, crack them open.
I can't do Goldschlager ever again because of the violent hangover that I had.
Coconut rum, never again. Can't do it. Sometimes I can't even smell coconut because it brings me back to...
Oh, yeah, we probably all have our own alcohol that you can't ever touch again because of it. Yeah, so it's really kind of interesting. The more you know about your body and what the alcohol does to it, I think the better your strategy can be leading up to drinking, what you drink, and then after you drink, if you do feel a hangover. This actually might help you out this weekend. Jbird had sent me this article. It says the cause of a hangover is not actually the alcohol itself. Rather, it's the byproducts of the alcohol metabolizing that cause hangover symptoms. So as your body's breaking down your favorite cocktails, it creates a toxin, and your body's working to flush out this toxin, which is also a carcinogen.
Oh.
And that is what's leading.
Yes.
That's what's leading to some painful symptoms. That's why I have seen the studies saying that, alcohol could be a cause of cancer for this reason.
Well, we're screwed.
I know, right?
For so many reasons. Oh, this is just the beginning of the article. By the time you read it, you're like, yep, I'm definitely dying on the weekend. I only have 2 days left.
Kevin, it's Friday. What are you doing to
I
us?
know. This is this is a Monday article,
This is a Monday article.
Friday, we were just trying to get a little loose.
Yeah. It's letting you know, baby.
Kevin.
It says with this toxin, your kidneys kick into gear trying to get rid of it. You'll increase your urination because it's trying to work to get the poison basically out of your system. That leads to the dehydration and extreme thirst, even head pain and dizziness. They say the alcohol also irritates the stomach lining and slows the stomach from emptying, which causes the nausea, vomiting, and the stomach cramps that happen along with it. And that usually, to me, is the worst part of hangovers. I don't get so bad with the headaches, but Yeah, getting a little bit nauseous the next day is like,
Yeah, that sucks.
Well,
Yes.
then if you do it right, you have the nauseousness in the morning, you've got the headache in the afternoon, and then the regret and guilt all evening
All of it.
into Sunday morning.
But they say that the alcohol is actually affecting your mood. It lowers your mood, disrupts your sleep, and increases anxiety. That's why sometimes you have the feelings of guilt and just depression or whatever it might be after a night of heavy binge drinking.
I can tell you this: if I really tie one on the night before, the next day, up until probably the evening time, my anxiety level is through the roof.
Yeah.
Even normal, like walking to pub or going to Publix, getting a sub, I'm like, oh man, they're just gonna know about everything. Like, know about what?
And it didn't used to be like that. I think as I've gotten older, the anxiety is more. I used to be, I would get nauseous and I would get a headache, but I'd pop, Tylenol and a Pepto-Bismol, and I'm like, let's do this.
It can also make you slightly paranoid too, because you're not sleeping. You're having anxiety. If you do suffer from some depression, it can mess with your psyche big time.
Well, what they say about that, they say do not pop a Tylenol. It's already toxic to the liver at certain doses. And what is going on is, yes, you are inflamed, and that's why you have the headaches and those kind of symptoms. Anti-inflammatories can be good if you can find one that's not Tylenol, which is going to work, even harder on your liver. So they said avoid acetaminophen, basically the Tylenol.
Basically, you're just doing it all wrong, Snicky.
Yeah. And as you were saying, as you get older, your hangovers get worse.
Yes.
Our bodies are less prepared to deal with heavy drinking, which leaves us having a harder time dealing with hangovers starting in our late 20s is when you'll start noticing the effects getting worse.
The worst part for hangovers for me is when you do wake up. Like, I'll fall asleep, but I'll wake up pretty quick, and then I'm just drowsy and tired. Like, super drowsy, but cannot go under again. And then you're walking around like a dang zombie.
It affects how you sleep. Yeah, that's it. You can't get into your deep levels of sleep when you have the alcohol in your system, too much of it. And that's why it's affecting your sleep. So the next day you wake up, you're tired, you're depressed, you're anxious.
Doesn't help when you're in New Jersey, let me just tell you. Because it's already depressing enough. Then you compound it with, over drinking and not sleeping.
When you have a hangover in New Jersey, what do? Drink again.
That's right. Hair of the dog is so true in New Jersey.
It is, huh? There's actually some of those myths that this article that you gave me about hangovers kind of kills. Now, you might notice as you get older, your body just doesn't seem to process things you consume as well. I can tell, especially with food.
Yes.
That's why I can't eat anything bad. And I can tell you if I've eaten something a little bit off and I stick to the same kind of foods because, man, I really can feel everything I eat.
I have trouble with carbs, sugar, and red meat. And I never used to have trouble with them.
Oh, I have trouble with the carbs and sugar, the good kind of trouble.
It says every time we drink, we use ammo basically in our body to defend against the toxins created by the alcohol. And over time, we basically have less and less ammo.
So we're kind of like Mario from Mario Brothers, and we keep on getting hit with those owls and those little things, and it's just kind of knocking down our energy till we cross the finish line.
Kind of, I guess, yeah. They say the ammo basically is antioxidants, enzymes, and amino acids found in your liver, which are necessary for metabolizing the alcohol. So as you get older, you don't metabolize it as well. So to lessen the effects of a hangover, avoid darker colored alcoholic drinks.
Cool, whiskey's my favorite.
Including whiskey.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yep. Red wines and sugary drinks or cocktails. That's what I always talk to my daughter when she has like a headache or a hangover. I'm like, what were you having? And she's gotten that
I love rum runners.
Yeah, like sugary punches and these kind of things. Yes.
Mudslides are the best, Dad.
They say try lighter drinks like gin and vodka. And my son Colin, he had actually had a gin and tonic. I tried them like going, you know what? It sounds like grandma's drink, but it wasn't that bad.
I feel like if I'm drinking a gin, I need a suit, maybe I need to make a deal somewhere up in New York.
Gin and tonic is refreshing.
Yes, I thought so too.
Yeah, they're really yummy.
All right,
nice and light.
Maybe I'm going to start getting healthy. Maybe I'm going to go from whiskey to gin.
Okay.
I like it.
Good for you.
This is a great article.
Good for you.
Changes.
They also say that as you're drinking, do try to work in the water. It'll help you stay hydrated and dilute the level of alcohol in your blood. A 1-for-1 ratio is pretty much what they're thinking. Drink to glass of water. And then they say have a balanced meal with protein, fat, and high fiber carbohydrates before going out to drink. That will actually affect how you metabolize everything.
Some of us can't do that, though. I can't drink and eat at the same time. I just can't. I can't get full.
Eat
Well, they're saying before.
I can't eat before.
I can't either because I feel like if I eat a meal and then I go out, I'm like all bloated.
Well, why don't you make it like a couple
slow.
hours, like 90 minutes or 2 hours before you go out? You have something solid that can energize you, and then give your body some time to start working on that food, and then before you put the alcohol in it.
The one thing that works for me is if I eat like a half a loaf of bread about 2 p.m. before cocktails and cake. If I eat it before like around 2 p.m.
A whole loaf, huh?
Like a half a loaf.
Okay, yeah.
Preferably the kind you put in the oven and you bake it. Like the big old, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Cheese loaf.
Cheese loaf or the big, I mean,
Yeah.
you haven't had good white bread in a long time,
No,
Fat
I
Kevin.
haven't,
So
yeah.
there's a kind that you put in the oven and then it rises, like that big old loaf. You put the butter on there. If I eat half
Yeah.
of that at 2 p, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I agree with the article.
And they say caffeine doesn't cure a hangover, but it will help you be more alert and help clear out the brain fog.
Okay.
But they say be careful not to overdo the caffeine, as it can also dehydrate you. But those are some hangover tips.
And don't overdo the bread either. Don't go a full loaf. It's something that just keeps you, that kind of curbs the hunger.
Yes.
It does.
For all of you writing this down at home.
Tips from a madman.
How to throw your life away. Listen to us.
Other people are saying work in the coconut water. That actually is really good to help you
I
out.
love the coconut water. I know you think it smells like feet, but it is absolutely so hydrating.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no,
is.
the coconut water is great.
It is really good to rehydrate you. Take a multivitamin and a B vitamin before going out. That's a big part of it because your nutrients are all thrown off. That's why getting electrolytes and things like that helps. Your body's out of balance. Our body's
Right.
always trying to stay balanced. Alcohol throws it out of balance. So to cure a hangover, it's about getting your body back in balance.
And the thing, too, don't do what I do. A lot of times, if you're dehydrated, go for the water. Don't go for your Tahitian treats in the morning. Because you're right, the extra sugar on top of it, kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
Tahitian treat. It's
Yeah.
like cough syrup.
Tahitian,
it's so thick.
Tahitian treat, one of the most underrated sodas ever to make a...
It's a soda?
It's a soda.
Okay.
It's knockoff Hawaiian Punch. It's the generic Hawaiian Punch.
No thanks.
And it's got double the sugar.
With fizz. It's like a Hawaiian Punch soda, Fat Kevin.
That's terrible.
No, you would love it, Fat Kevin.
I would rather you punch me in the face.
Get a couple of Swiss cake rolls, Fat Kevin.
Yes.
That's so gross.
Be looking and feeling great. Ashwagandha, magnesium, and vitamin D, somebody else says. You'll never have the anxiety and the hangover again. Okay.
And I happen to sell it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not buying it. Whatever.
Yep. So there you go. That's some people's ideas you're going to be drinking this weekend.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, yeah. Well, I got some very bizarre things happening here today. That's why it would be in the Whacked Out News. There's a man that says that he was burned by a small nuclear reactor inside the garage of his Ohio home on Thursday night. But whenever you say small nuclear reactor,
How do you get his hands on that?
the local authorities tend to panic, so they evacuated everybody. Everybody out of your homes. This guy's got a small nuclear reactor in his garage. Wait, what is
What a
going on?
nut.
Ohio, come on. The
You
bomb
thought
squad.
meth was bad.
Oh my goodness. The bomb squad, firefighters, other emergency personnel had to respond to the scene at this cul-de-sac. And this is in Dublin, Ohio, by the way. If you don't know, Dublin is a pretty well-to-do area of Columbus. This is where, like for instance, have you ever heard the name Urban Meyer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like where he lives.
Okay.
So you've got the big hoity-toity head honchos, the biggest, most influential people, and this guy has got a nuclear reactor. So can you imagine looking down the street and there's Urban Meyer standing out in his pajamas out in his front yard? Like, wait, what's going on here?
Horrifying.
Yeah. Authorities are now investigating the man's claim, but they said they don't believe that he harbored any malicious intent. He was just having a good old time with his small nuclear reactor.
Dummy.
Yes, emergency crews on the scene were examining his reported burn, so they're trying to get more from the story to find out.
They need to examine his brain.
Yes. Another guy in Ohio had a bizarre story. He got blackout drunk last weekend, then woke up on a random person's couch with 2 black eyes and a broken nose.
I mean, I can see how it could happen.
Now, what had happened was apparently he got beaten up, and then some good Samaritans dropped him off, but apparently he gave him the directions to the wrong house. He got there, decided he needed to get inside, and then broke into the house, laid on the couch, thinking that's where he needed to be, but it was somebody else's house, so now he's also facing burglary charges.
Oh, no.
That is a tough night.
That's a real tough night.
A woman in California was upset with her son's haircut earlier this week, so she ran over the barber with her car, which anybody might want to do.
Okay, all right, a little drastic.
She broke his leg in the melee.
Gosh.
Then she takes off.
For a bad haircut?
For a bad haircut. She mowed him down with her vehicle, and cops are still trying to find her.
Oh, this girl is squirrely.
How bad was the haircut? Did he give her a fade?
Probably not as bad as a broken leg.
Broken leg always wins.
Yeah, you would think. A Cape Coral, Florida man was arrested after punching another customer for taking too long in a Walmart checkout line.
Aww.
I am guilty, Your Honor. It takes me so long to bag and tag my stuff.
Self-checkout is hard.
It is very hard.
It is tricky.
And Walmart, if you're listening, quit making your bags stuck together like there's super glue in the middle of them. It takes you 9 minutes to open up one bag.
That is a mean trick. All their bags stick together.
And they're stuck on that little metal thing. It's a to-do, man.
It is a to-do. This 69-year-old coot who punched the other guy, got him right in the head. He's been charged with battery, but because the guy's 69, he didn't hurt the dude. He's just like going, what?
Why are you hitting me? I'm just struggling with this self-checkout BS.
That's gotta be so weird. To get hit, it doesn't hurt, and you look back and go, what's going on here?
What? Did you just punch me?
Did some old dude just hit me?
What? This dentist thought he was so clever. He made a video. He's a dentist, and he's removing a patient's tooth while riding one of those hoverboards you ever seen with the 2 wheels on the side and you stand on it?
Oh, yeah.
And he's kind of zipping back and forth while he's doing it. Now, the patient's sedated and had no idea that the dentist is on the hoverboard doing this. So after removing the tooth, the dentist gives it to his assistant and then was seen throwing up his arms in celebration and then leaves the room on the hoverboard like, yeah, you know, drop the mic kind of moment, drop the drill kind of moment. So he sends the video to several friends, and he said, this is my new standard of dental care. Well, the patient had no idea the video was even made, but it came to her attention when the police got their hands on it, and now the dentist is facing 42 charges, including unlawful dental acts and fraud, and he could lose his license.
Good, because you can't be messing around like that when people are sedated.
Yeah.
Come on, we put trust in you.
Trying to just make a viral video.
You dope.
And this is a tough story. You know, we keep talking about the ducks in our neighborhood. They hired a trapper, and these ducks really, you know, reproduce quickly. And
it's weird, man. I'm seeing a new breed of duck by where I live now. These ducks look like runway models. I mean, compared to the barnacle-nosed ducks.
They have, like, nice puckered-up lips.
Did they take all the ugly ducks and euthanize them, and they've replaced them with attractive ducks?
All I'm saying is the ducks by my house now, they got this beautiful green, like, head. Their feathers are sleek.
They're mallards.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
You're describing a mallard.
Yeah, we got mallards now.
Wow.
That's an upgrade. That's a duck upgrade.
Well, I did see one barnacle-nosed duck kind of milling around, and it was outnumbered by the new beautiful ducks.
Well, don't tell this duck, because this duck likes to, rhymes with duck, have sex.
Yeah. And it's horrifying if you ever see a duck do this.
This duck apparently was so randy, they had to remove its peen surgically.
Oh, my God.
The duck's owner said the bird would mate with 3 female companions between 5 to 10 times daily.
Oh, those poor female ducks.
Virginia, you don't even understand. If you've never seen a duck take another duck, it is going to rattle you, my friend.
I've never stood and watched, but something tells me you have.
Me and Denny's did, because we didn't know what to do. We thought there was a duck murder going on.
Yeah, well, this would happen even when
Did
it wasn't.
Did you step in?
I just let nature do its thing.
It's probably the best call.
Yes.
Well, sometimes you do have to step in, because this duck would not cut it down 5 to 10 times, even when it was a mating season. The owner said the female companions would wander off during sex and even peck at his peen to try to get him to stay away. They try to hit at that thing to be like, keep it away. They were trying to tell him, but no. If he wanted it, he was taking it.
Wow.
And I don't know if there's any duck police to come and arrest him for duck rape.
We thought someone was breaking into our place at the time, so we went outside, and it was Virginia, it was busy.
Yeah, this one duck was doing it so much that apparently his peen became gangrenous and it had to be removed, otherwise he would have died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the male private part is very alarming.
How do you know so much about Duck D?
From that one incident, me and Denny's are different men because of that incident.
He got down on the ground 2 feet away.
With his video camera.
No, Denny's was on filming. I was directing.
You grabbed the lighting.
This duck's owner said that now the duck has been left with a centimeter-long stub, which will allow him to use the bathroom and nothing else.
Good.
Dang.
And all these female ducks are like high-fiving each other.
Yeah, no, the female duck's very happy.
With a webbed foot, but they do it.
You wouldn't see a mallard act that way.
Yeah.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
Believe it or not, Jbird has a weird food ritual. Now, do you have multiples? I assume, because I know you've always talked about how you used to put like warm food on your face and kind of.
I'd be shocked if you told me he had normal food rituals.
Yeah, that actually, you're right. That is probably the more surprising thing to say.
So I know it's going to sound weird. I want to talk about some of my mental issues. When I was a kid, I did everything in threes. So for whatever reason, I got in my head when I prayed, I would always pray to God, Jesus, and everybody in heaven.
Like
God
the Trinity.
1, Jesus 2, everybody in heaven 3. So the number 3, I'd have to turn up the volume 1, 2, 3. I'd have to move things off the line 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's like the OCD. Yeah,
it really was, and it got to a point where I've told you before, I was winking and kissing at God during class, and that was
not distracting for the teacher.
I was like 8 years old, and the teacher brought my parents in and said, "We think Jason might need some therapy." But for whatever reason, the whole thing of the 3 has always stayed with me, even as an adult, and I have to kind of consciously fight that urge of trying to move things 3 times. So when I eat food, I will always do this thing. Every time I eat food, especially if I'm alone, I will tap it 3 times or I'll move it 3 times, and it's kind of noticeable. And I was on a date a few years back. And
I was what you were going to say recently.
No, I brought the topic up. I saw it online. It was like, do you have any food? So I'm like, yeah, I actually do. But I was thinking about the reason why I don't do it in public anymore. I was on a date and I was doing this stuff 3 times, and the girl called me out on it, and I had a few drinks. I started telling her like I'm telling you guys, oh, when I was a kid, I was kissing God and I'd move things, and she got so weirded out. And it was one of those instances where I said too much on a first date.
Yeah.
And I think she thought I was really crazy.
Too much too soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, say that.
That one didn't work out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be, if I'm alone, I catch myself, if I'm eating a bowl of cereal, I have to move it once, move it twice, move it the 3rd time, and then I can eat it. And that is my weird ritual.
Yeah, I think it's even more, that's probably more like just an OCD type thing than, to me, I think your ritual, to me, a ritual is like where you take your hamburger and you said you used to rub the warm bun on your face. Like that was kind of a ritual. It's almost like you did this weird thing, like the food's got to feel so nervous. Because you're doing this stuff and you're kind of like dancing around it and all that
like,
kind of
just
stuff.
eat me already.
I was used to getting cheeseburgers from McDonald's, but I told you about that truck driving friend Bud my dad had.
Yeah.
He got me that Big Mac.
It's a good name for a truck driver.
It was so
Bud.
big. It'd be so big and warm, I'd squeeze it down real flat like a pancake, and I didn't want it to be over. I didn't want to eat it too quick. And I would just I'd put the warm bun on my face just to kind of prolong the experience.
Now, you also had a food questionnaire about buffet, and I know especially this time of year around the holidays, tipping becomes a big thing. So what about at a buffet? Do you tip, and how much do you tip? It is different than a traditional restaurant where a server brings you your food and is asking you if you need this or want that.
Me and Denny's were at Sweet Tomatoes. And you know how Sweet Tomatoes is. You go up there, you get your own food, and every now and then they'll have them. Sometimes they don't, but they'll have somebody come over and clear your plates. And we paid with a debit card, and neither one of us had cash on us. And she did help us out clear the plates, and we saw other people leaving tips, but we didn't have the money to leave the tip because we had the plastic. Are you a bad person if you don't tip at a buffet? Should you? I usually do if I have the cash on me.
Yeah, if you have it, leave it. If you don't, I wouldn't sweat it.
You're not a jerky person?
I mean, no, you don't have the cash. I don't think it's a jerk.
Okay. But couldn't you say the same thing about I guess you're not. If you're at a restaurant, you pay with a debit card, you have the tip thing on there.
Right, they give you a line for the tip.
Okay.
It's just different at a buffet. I don't think they expect a tip like a waiter and waitress do.
But if they
get one, they love it, and of course, everybody feels good.
But should you, though? Should that be the new thing at a buffet if people are helping you
I don't
out?
have cash a lot of times.
I know, I never have cash.
All I
on me.
have is when I have cash, my kid takes it. Magnolia will snatch it real quick. And that's it. I don't have cash anymore.
When's the last time you've been to a buffet?
I would not go. I've never been to Sweet Tomatoes.
Really?
Never.
Best soups in the game.
Oh, I know, yeah.
They got so many variety. They had some cheddar potato soup last night, and I ate till I couldn't walk. It was so good.
Here's another question about tipping, and this is going to come up. We'll probably get more in depth with this as we get into the holidays, but somebody's asking about tipping an esthetician at my dermatologist's office. From what I've read, you should not tip after each treatment since it's being performed at a doctor's office, but I don't know if it's inappropriate to give a holiday tip. I feel weird calling the doctor's office to ask. And
I think anybody you want to give a holiday tip to is going to be happy to get it.
But who's expected and who's like, hey, it's good you did? Because some it's like, yeah, no, this is part of your deal is to give us a tip. Others it's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks, I appreciate it. Not expecting it, though.
People that come into your home and do a service like a cleaning lady and stuff like that, you're supposed to give a tip at the holidays. But I don't think an esthetician falls under that.
Okay, you locked yourself out of your house. Guy comes at 9 o'clock at night to get you back into your house. Do you tip that person?
I probably would.
I tried to. He would not take it.
Really?
Yes, I was kind of shocked by that.
Okay.
I almost felt
I
like
don't want to offend you, and trust me, I'd like to keep my money. So if you don't want it, I do.
And I did get the feeling that I slightly offended him. Like he was kind of like...
That's weird. I think anybody who, if they go to tip you, don't be offended. Be thankful that someone wants to give you money. Like that's
I don't know
just...
if you wouldn't be offended. You'd be like, no, it's okay.
I wouldn't say offended, but he looked like his feathers were ruffled a bit.
That's weird.
Flustered,
Like
maybe?
slightly insulted. Like, I don't know.
Really?
I don't need your tip. I don't need your money. You stupid guy who locked yourself out of your house again.
He knows you.
Yeah, but he does now.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ show.
I think some people are contradicting what you're saying about tipping at the buffet. Got some different takes on this. Like Samantha's on here from West Palm Beach. Jbird and Denny's were there. They paid on debit. I didn't really have the cash. And they're like, okay, do we need to leave a tip? There's somebody coming up and clearing some of our dishes and things like that.
And keep in mind, too, on the receipt, when you pay, they don't have a tip line.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had a tip line, easy breezy, baby.
Samantha, what is your take on this?
Okay, so just keep in mind that at any buffet, usually when you're going to one of those buffets, it's optional to put a tip on your card. You can always ask them. If they don't ask you, you should ask them. The servers are only making $2.13 an hour, or at least that's what I was making when I was serving. I worked at Golden Corral, and we only made $2.13 an hour. We'd have people come in there, big parties, who, didn't leave any tips, and you'd literally work 2 hours for $4.26. And it's very important that you remember to bring tip money because we're not making a whole lot.
But you have to understand, though, that's just not practical in this world anymore. So many people, they don't have cash on them, and the restaurant really needs to let people know, if you want to tip the staff, here's what you do, because people, they have no idea.
How does Sweet Tomatoes not have a tip line and Subway does?
Right, I absolutely agree. Like, I don't know about Sweet Tomatoes. Everybody should, in the world we live in today, there should be a way for you to put your tip on plastic. I totally agree with that. But just keep in mind, if you do go to some of these places, like now that you know that Sweet Tomatoes doesn't have one, make sure that you have a few dollars in your pocket so that you can leave it on the table.
Well, what that's going to do is it's going to dissuade people from going to Sweet Tomatoes.
Well, yeah, if you don't have cash, you're just not going to go to Sweet Tomatoes.
Here's what somebody texted in. They said if you only have debit, what you can do, you can ask for cash back when you pay for the buffet in the beginning, and then they add it to your bill and hand you the cash.
I mean, who knows this stuff unless you work in the industry? Your average person's never going to know that. And if you are on your way to Sweet Tomatoes and you're making that ridiculous, annoying turn and you go, oh, wait, I got to go stop and go get cash now, you're going to keep on driving or right to a drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to make it easy for consumers.
That's just it.
That is good to know, yeah, that buffet servers get paid the same amount as a regular server. So if you don't tip them, they don't really make much money.
And that stinks. I mean, I feel really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. All this talk about Sweet Tomatoes, I want some soup right now.
Well, go, but bring cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Because they're talking about you.
This has gotten back to Sweet Tomatoes.
Coming up, we've got something fun. These are great little gifts. Florida Lotto scratch-off tickets. Last crack at these things. I've got a booklet worth $300 of Florida Lotto scratch-off tickets. Prizes anywhere from $10,000 to $5 million in there. It's amazing what people are winning with these things. And you can use them for stocking stuffers. You could just scratch them all off. And you could take the money that you make from it to buy your own gifts.
I love it.
It's beautiful. You just got to call us up. Number 9 right now, 877-979-9763. And a couple more of your Feel Good Fridays next.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show.
This is great for the holidays. A little stocking stuffer, a little bit extra money. Florida Lotto scratch-off tickets make a great stocking stuffer gift. And we got a big old gift for you. $300 worth of these tickets going to Anthony here from Lake Worth Beach. What's up, Anthony?
Yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah, good. I like to hear people happy. That's great. What we're going to do here, Anthony...
Great phone chemistry.
Yeah, I gave it enough time, and I'm like, oh, he's not going to talk, and I'm like, I'm going to go ahead, and then now.
But there's a delay.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Challenging here, but that's all right. Yes, Anthony, it's a big old stack of tickets. You can give half away. You can scratch off the rest. You can scratch them. I don't care what you do. You can throw them in your fireplace. I don't even care. Just do all that, okay, bud?
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, very nice. There you go. Anthony is happy. That means I'm happy. It's all good. It's a Feel Good Friday right there. Some other people had called in with their Feel Good Fridays or email or text. Emily said that my son's Cub Scout pack is camping on Big Pine Key, and we are pumped. Sounds like fun.
Perfect weather for camping, man.
No mosquitoes, no humidity. It's gorgeous.
I was going to ask y'all if you wanted to go camping with me, but then I realized you hate camping.
I like camping if you have one of those fancy Winnebagos tricked out.
That's not camping, though. I like to feel I want to rough it up.
I don't.
Someone else said, my son is a football player for the Royal Palm Beach Wildcats. They're headed to Orlando to play at the ESPN Wild World of Sports facility to try to repeat our national championship in the Pop Warner Super Bowl. Go Wildcats. Hashtag Wildcats way or no way.
Oh,
is that their little team slogan?
I guess they got
way or no way.
They got a tagline.
You get that? Way or no way? It's our way or it's no way? Is that really what that means?
I don't get it, but I don't want to say it and embarrass them.
Well, I think they're embarrassing themselves. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Do you want to say congrats to Champagnat Catholic of Hialeah? They beat Victory Christian last night to win the Class 2A State High School Football Championship.
Okay.
Yay, Champagnat. Congratulations. And then Chaminade Madonna of Hollywood is taking on Florida High for the Class 3A State High School Football Championship tonight in Tallahassee. So they got that going on, and then there will be more playoffs going on next week.
Fancy.
As well. So if you like that. And, of course, good luck to them FAU Fighting Owls.
Hoo-hoo!
Yeah.
Hoo!
That's right, baby. They are going to be taking on UAB in the Conference USA Championship game. And it's really nice to see FAU with this winning program. You know, winning 9, 10, even 11 games a season now since Lane Kiffin came in here and started turning around. It's kind of fun to win for a change, huh? Winning's fun.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Winning is fun. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you. You won the No Name Movie Game belt.
Thank
You're
you.
just like FAU.
I appreciate you peacocking my belt for me. I'll be going to Publix with this later.
You are?
Hell yeah.
It looks good. You might as well.
I mean, how will you be able to handle all the women? It's going to be tough.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, and I'm wearing this alien pizza jacket in there.
You're not going to get out alive.
So much going on there. When it comes to our charity Little Smiles, the nurses help out so much because they let us know the needs of the kids and they say, hey, this kid loves this toy or this would really help out. And you are kind of in a different arena, but really kind of doing the same thing.
A Christmas elf.
Yeah, you're going out and you're finding needs that are in the community and then coming to Little Smiles and saying, hey, guys, I know a family and these could be some toys, some items, some things that they really need so that, we're able to really dial in and do some great stuff. Tell me a little bit about the people that you're seeing in the community and what you're coming back and then what, Little Smiles is able to facilitate for their needs.
We really do a wide variety. Being from a police department, it's kind of like you get all aspects of children, whether financially they need help during Christmas or, going over to the hospital or some other way that we reach out to the schools and find out, we've helped out with Little Smiles last year, a little boy at 5 years old with cancer, giving him a special day. And we help out multiple families that maybe it's just something that they've been through really traumatic. One of our cases that we've worked and that we feel, hey, can we do something special for you this Christmas? And, obviously they're welcome to that. And Little Smiles is always that go-to that can make it possible when, we've maxed out or whatnot. And they are that extra hand to make it possible.
That's really cool.
Jerry was telling me you help facilitate for El Sol.
So, yes, El Sol in Jupiter, we actually are able to provide them with around 400 presents to help out about 400 kids, all in our surrounding neighborhoods that really could use something special. And so we make a fun, that'll be next Saturday, and we make a fun event where they get to come out, meet Santa and the elves, have pizza, crafts, play in the park, and they're able to all receive a gift from Santa.
Aww.
And that is all made possible with Little Smiles.
Well, Diana, we just want to say thank you so much, and Jupiter Police Department, everything that you guys are doing to help Little Smiles, help this community. So thanks so much for everything, okay?
All right. Thank you, guys.
Now, Virginia, tell me if anybody's hearing this and saying, wow, I'd like to get be a part of this, and I would love to be able to help Little Smiles so that they can help all these kids out. What are the best ways for people to do it? Because I know we have Little Smiles toy drives happening all over South Florida.
We do. There are boxes all over. And if you want to go and find where a box is close to you, you can go to littlesmiles.org and you can figure out where a drop-off box is. If you want to get a box to put in your business or maybe your community, you can go to littlesmiles.org and send an email and say, we want a box, and we'll bring a box right to you.
Cool.
Or you can also make it easy and you can text to donate. You can help out that way and get one of those gift cards.
Yeah.
You text to 44321. Text Give Smiles to 44321, and that will help us toward our gift card fund to help with Shop with a Cop and so many other of the older kids that sometimes get forgotten at the holiday season.
I know there's some other big events too, whether it be the Vanilla Ice Holiday Block Party, which is at the Wellington Winterfest at the Equestrian Club next Friday. If you bring the new unwrapped toys there, you can see the Little Smiles tent, drop it off there. Also, I believe the boat parade too in North Palm.
Yes, the holiday boat parade is going to be so much fun. We partner up with Toys for Tots on that one because we're all one mission.
Yeah.
We just want to get toys in the hands of kids that need it, and the Marines do a great job. So the whole boat parade, we share the toys with the Marines.
That's cool.
And we go all along the water, and the boats are all lit up, and the houses along the way collect toys, and we pick them up. So it's a beautiful time at the boat parade that is this Saturday night.
Very cool. So if you want to brighten the face and the lives of some area children here in South Florida, just go to littlesmiles.org for more info. All right, Jbird, hopefully you are ready to brighten our lives right now as we get ready for the After the Show podcast.
I do. I've got a thought. It's 2 paragraphs long. Is that cool?
Yeah, can't wait.
Just kidding.
Okay.
One day, your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching.
Looking for what's going on in South Florida? Sign up for our KVJ e-Blast and stay connected.